Hey guys, this is Market Update. The 4-year cycle is officially dead. Last year, we finished in the red. Bitcoin has usually had 3 bull market years in the green and then a big bear market. Well, we finished red last year. So that's actually good. We can just forget about this now, the 4-year cycle. And we can just focus on what is actually the fundamentals of Bitcoin and the flows that go into it. So I'll go over that in this video. And then 2026, what's going to happen this year? There's 2 main events, right? One is in January, you've got this government shutdown, which could potentially drag out again. That's really not good news. And then you've got the midterms, which there'll be a lot of volatility around that. I'm sure the Republicans want to pump markets into that, which may be good, but obviously the uncertainty around the midterms is potentially going to lead to some sell-offs as well. So a lot of volatility, but Bitcoin has a growth rate, right? We know that. And the growth rate is around about 40-50% over the last few years. So that's pretty good, right? In terms of the longer term, Bitcoin is kind of at trend. You can see this orange line here. It's kind of at trend. So what can happen this year, right? Well, I think Bitcoin can always go down to its 200-week moving average. So if you're looking at something around 55K, you could see that. That would be a very bad scenario, like a bear market, a crash or something like that. So that's what I would say as a kind of worst case. We may jump around here, but the difference between 80, 75, it's not really big in Bitcoin, right? And best case scenario is you just get the big, beautiful bill coming in, you get some stimulus from that, maybe some other stimulus measures, maybe the PMIs pick up eventually, right? They haven't done yet, but they're trying to push that. And then best case scenario, you're looking somewhere up at the top of the range, 200K or more. Because time is now going on, the potential high price for Bitcoin actually goes up, right? Because down here, the top of the range is 150K. Well, a couple of years later, the top of the range is now 250, right? So up here, Bitcoin's overbought. I wouldn't be trading here or anything like that. I'd be looking to sell out trades. If we're just at trend, then I'm just going to carry on doing what I do, which is trying to accumulate Bitcoin, adding to trades, right? If we're down here, I'll keep doing that too, because Bitcoin is in an uptrend, right? So if Bitcoin is under its kind of trend rate of growth, that's actually very good value Bitcoin. It's where you want to pick up some Bitcoin and actually trade it. So I'm glad that we had that washout last year. We can just reset everything and just focus on the fundamentals of Bitcoin. There's a lot of money to come into the space. We had a lot of sellers come out. 100K is going to be very difficult to break, but there's no reason that it can't do that if markets carry on doing what they're doing, which is, we've had a few good years. So Bitcoin having a down year when everything else has gone up, I just think it's good, right? Because you can just wash everything out and start again. So if you do trade Bitcoin and crypto, check out Bybit via the link below in the description. You can get a deposit bonus via that link when you sign up to $30,000. I'm also going to be updating the crypto course as well with some updates about crypto, the outlook here, and just macro for the rest of 2026. Much more in-depth analysis here. You can see update it for free over time. If you've got the course, that update will be coming for you very soon for free. I'll link that below in the description as well. I'm not worried about a massive financial crisis or a recession in the next few years. I just don't see it. In fact, I see the complete opposite, which is the US government and the Fed just starting to actually try to ease conditions. I think in 2025, they went through all of the negotiations, right? The tariffs and everything, and they renegotiated a lot of investment back into the US. That has to start happening now, right? And if it doesn't, then they can just create policy through regulation or just printing money to push markets higher anyway. I'll show you this data. They need markets higher. So I'm not worried about Bitcoin. You had some sellers at 80, 100K, great, good news, but they have to debase the currency. They have to get this higher. So this isn't my data. This is from another video, which I'll link below on US economic data. Here are federal government seats in blue, right? Tax revenue. And here's the stock market performance in red. And you can see that during the 80s and 90s, they weren't very correlated, right? Tax receipts remained broadly positive for the most part, even though the stock market had a good year or a bad year. Tax receipts were not correlated and broadly positive, in fact, positive throughout the whole period. Now, fast forward to today, so from 2000 onwards, the stock market performance is highly correlated and influential on tax receipts. There's many reasons for this, which I won't go through in this video, but if we have a bear market, tax receipts actually go negative. If we have a bull market, tax receipts go positive. Now, in a situation where the US and many other Western economies, they need to grow GDP and they need to reduce debt. So they need to grow GDP to debt ratio, or reduce debt to GDP ratio. The only way you do that is by growing GDP, not reducing debt. So you need to grow GDP, and to get tax receipts and tax receipts going higher, you need a bull market in the stock market. what is a bull market in the stock market? Well, it goes up priced in dollars. That's not typically a bull market though, right? I mean, look, gold's up 60% last year. The NASDAQ was up 20%. So the NASDAQ underperformed. Is that a bull market? Is it a bull market if your stock index was outperformed by gold? Maybe not. But it's a bull market in dollars, and that's what they need, right? They need a bull market in dollars. They need positive returns in the stock market. And so if they need positive returns in the stock market to increase tax receipts, then we must have bull markets, right? We must have stocks generally going higher. And you can see that with the Trump accounts as well, which have been marketed as, great investment opportunities for kids, and you can have, tax deferred or whatever investment accounts. That is actually great news for those kids, because then they can own some stocks instead of cash or nothing. That is great news for those. But the other side of that politically is that there's now going to be another huge bid into stocks. They must keep stocks rolling higher, right? They must do for the debt to GDP ratio. So in this environment where the government is actually stepping in and making rules to try and push markets higher, to try and debase a currency, and the Fed is starting to print money again slowly because markets must go higher, and they can see the data, right? They can see the data is soft. Then that's a pretty good environment. So I'm not worried about Bitcoin. We have a dip in January because the potential government shutdown, and a dip around the elections because people are uncertain about that. That's great. But we must invest in assets. You aren't going to outperform in the S&P because now everyone owns it, even kids in investment accounts. So if you want to outperform, you have to be in something else. I think Bitcoin has a growth, right? It has more growth than the S&P. So we need markets to go higher, and they will do. And any amount of regulation or deregulation, or the ESLR coming in, creating more liquidity from banks, or even just straight out money printing if necessary, it will happen. And that is obviously why I'm in Bitcoin. It just feels to me like the first half of next year, we could see a lot of stimulus, right? So Fed stimulus increasing potentially, and then fiscal stimulus, the BBB coming in. So less tax from, tax on tips, etc. That's a stimulus, right? They want to stimulate prices higher. Look at inflation, 1.95% for CPI, 1.86% for PCE. The Fed could stimulate here, right? And they're starting to. So I'm not really worried here. Now, we've got some hurdles, right? The shutdown's just not a good event. Let's get through that. But the stimulus could be turned on, right? The taps could be turned on. It's time to go. They need to grow this thing. They need to get the GDP running. The other thing for Bitcoin is, just in time, we seem to have a massive capitulation here of long-term holders. Now, long-term holders usually let go of coins in bull markets. So new entrants are coming in, bidding up the price. If you're up 50, 80, 100% on your Bitcoin, you let some go. And so look, right here you had long-term holders selling into a rising market. Here again, long-term holders selling into rising prices. Again here, rising prices. They usually accumulate on dips, right? So you have long-term holders buying here on dips and here on dips. What happened recently is that long-term holders absolutely capitulated around the 10-10 event and into lowering prices. Seems like a capitulation event, right? Where people just said, do you know what? I've made good profits. It seems like we're going to a bear market. It's the 4-year cycle. Let's just all dump, right? And so maybe people know about the 4-year cycle, so they're starting to predict it, and that actually gets earlier and earlier. Whatever it may be, we had a capitulation here. We had a big selling event, whether it was market makers or individuals. The long-term holders just went, I'm out. Well, you can see that they're starting to actually accumulate again. It's very, very slow, right? But going from a huge capitulation and a decreasing price, now we're seeing potentially those buyers coming back. So I think that's pretty good news. And with potential BBB stimulus, the Fed are printing money, right? I know it's not exactly QE, but they're increasing liquidity. You can see the liquidity index here as well, starting to rise up very, very slowly. But I think it's pretty positive. Also, are we going to get an actual kind of physical economic boom as well? That didn't happen this year. I think or 2025, sorry. What happened was the negotiation, right? The tariffs, actually really bad news for Bitcoin. All of that's very volatile. But the negotiations happened where the US said, look, invest in the US, bring manufacturing back. So Howard Lutnick here, we will see the launch of the greatest manufacturing boom in history, creating hundreds of thousands of new jobs. If it happens, it's fantastic news for GDP and Bitcoin. It hasn't happened yet, right? So what may happen, you can only trade that for so long with Bitcoin. It actually has to happen. What we got in 2025 was a reduction in manufacturing payrolls, right? So the real economy, people don't have a lot of money. Look at this. It's not good news. You look at the PMIs, they're very soft. So it's kind of difficult if the Fed aren't printing, which they didn't in 25. The economy, in terms of the PMIs here, are very soft. So why would Bitcoin go massively higher in that environment anyway? And then you had the 100K level. So you've got this environment of soft PMIs, the credit cycle isn't really like booming. Manufacturing jobs aren't picking up. Is that going to happen in 26? We've got the fiscal stimulus from the BBB. You've got the Fed starting to print money. You've got inflation low, which means they can print money and try and stimulate again. And potentially the PMI is actually picking up here as some manufacturing comes back into the US. So 26, 27, we're not in the 4-year cycle anymore. So we just have to look at this economic data. If the economic data is low and soft, then we should get some stimulus, some printing, and some more positive data coming out over the next 6, 12 months, right? So overall, fairly positive for Bitcoin. This has been not positive for Bitcoin, and we did okay. Well, we had a down year, but it was basically flat, right? So any real positivity, I think, just feeds into Bitcoin. As soon as you break that 100K, the narrative starts coming in again. Everyone then turns their attention to it, and you know how Bitcoin can run. If you haven't got a Bybit account yet, I'll leave a link below. You can trade Bitcoin on there, crypto, and TradFi as well. You can trade CFDs on here, gold, oil, currencies, everything on Bybit. Get your deposit bonus via the link below. I'll also be updating the crypto course. If you've got it, that update will be coming free for you in January. I'll update you guys in the Discord server when I've updated it. If you want to check out the course, the link is below as well. I'm James, it's MoneyZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.